You know, when I was about 15 years old, Mom and Daddy bought a farm. Daddy'd always wanted one, and so they sold the little house we lived in town and bought this farm. But by that point in my life, I was already working after school and on the weekends, so I wasn't home as much. And then I'm turned 16, I'm driving, so I'm home even less. And then I'm out of school, and I'm up chasing music and everything else. And so I never really got emotionally attached to the farm like I did the little house in town. You know, a little house in town will always be my home place, always be where I grew up. And I used to drive by it every now and then just to kind of reminisce and ride on the streets in the neighborhood where I used to ride my bike, you know. But one of the last times I was there, I'm almost sitting still in the road, and I'm looking at that little house on the hill, and all these memories are flooding in. And it took a minute to realize there was a guy in the doorway up there staring back at me, and he didn't look friendly. You know, and I thought, well, no wonder. I'm sitting still in the road. He's wondering, who is this strange man staring at my house? And I'm looking at him like, well, who is this strange man living in my house, you know? Because it still felt like home to me. And I thought, you know, that's one of those things most of us can relate to. You know, most of us are not living in the house we grew up in. Most of us have a house or a home or a place in our past, in our heart, that we still hold precious, even though we no longer have access to it. And, you know, maybe it's where you grew up or where your grandparents lived or someplace like that. But it's there, and it's very powerful. And so that was the inspiration behind this song. This was a top 10 song 3 or 4 years ago, but it's one of my favorite things I've written in a long time, and maybe you'll remember this one. A little wood frame house on a quiet street, the centerpiece of all my childhood memories. I drive that way every now and then to remember where I came from and who I've been. I turn down that old familiar blacktop. I slow down, but I don't stop. The little house where I was raised surely seen its better days, and somehow looks much smaller than before. But Daddy's gone and Mama too. It's lived in by somebody new. Strangers locked behind our old screen door. Well, I still go back, but I can't go home anymore. I wish I'd known way back then just how fast time gets here, then it's gone again. One day I'm there with my folks inside, the next time just a stranger slowly driving by. You might just see shingles, windows, walls and doors, oh, but to me it's so much more. The little house where I was raised surely seen its better days, and somehow looks much smaller than before. But Daddy's gone and Mama too. It's lived in by somebody new. Strangers locked behind our old screen door. Well, I still go back, but I can't go home anymore. The backyard where we tossed the ball till Mama said supper's ready, y'all. Then we joined hands and Daddy thanked the Lord. The bedroom where I dared to dream of places I had never seen, a great big world that called me to explore, and brought me back full circle to this door. Well, I still go back, but I can't go home anymore. Yes, I still go back, but I can't go home anymore. Thank you so much.